All right, gentlemen, let it rip.
All right, everybody, welcome to the Safe Haven, man. I'm your host, DC, accompanied by Dumbledore and Achilles. And last but certainly not least, BlockJack. Their dev may be coming in later on, but right now we have representatives for them. We'll be speaking on their behalf. Sir, please mute your mic. But yeah, guys, I want to let you guys know that nothing you hear right now is going to be any type of financial advice. We are here for the sole purpose of giving you the best investment information possible so you can make the best investment possible. Without further ado, BlockJack, let's go ahead and get into this. All right, my man, give us a brief overview of BlockJack.
Thank you very much, Dumbledore. I'm actually, you can call me Jack, which works pretty well with the name and stuff. But first off, I really want to say I appreciate you guys taking the time to not only host, but also for you who are attending. I think it really speaks volumes that a project with relatively less hype and attention as we are right now, and more focused on building, has still been given this honor and privilege to speak in front of people. I think it's definitely the right approach, and it's just anyone who's here, I can definitely see as the right type of investor and crypto person. So I'm really excited for how this call is going to go. Hoping it'll be a nice back and forth discussion. Very much open for doing questions, and yeah, it's a pleasure.
All righty, man. Let's go ahead and hop into it then. Let's go ahead and start with the first question. All right, so BlockJack. The first thing we've got on the website, is BlockJack introduces the most accessible, user-friendly, and secure secure BlockJack experience powered by Ethereum right from the popular Telegram app. All righty. So, first thing that we have to get into, what I love doing again on these AMAs is I step into the mind of these investors, man. So let's go ahead and break down the first part. So BlockJack introduces the most accessible, user-friendly, and secure BlockJack experience powered by Ethereum right from its popular Telegram app. All right. So how is that so? Because oftentimes a lot of people will say, we're the number one this, or we deliver the fastest this, but they can't always give evidence of how that's true. And that really throws off investors, man. So why don't you tell everybody here how that's true?
Sure, absolutely. And first off, I want to say I love that you called it a typo when we called it BlockJack. That's good. We want people to think of BlockJack first and not Blackjack, even though. So that's a good sign. And secondly, to answer your question, I think really the reason why I'm coming up here with confidence is because we've had this bot actually for a while. I don't know if most people know this. We had this bot, in fact, a good few months prior to this Ethereum token launching. And even though it was kind of at the back burner of our developers' attention, the few people who touched this game, the few people who played it, they really were hooked. And I know, of course, using new bots and everything is a little bit of a hassle, a little bit of a out of your way kind of thing. But if you actually go and use this bot, the vast majority of people are genuinely quite hooked by its experience. And this is still with very, very small stake amounts as well, 0.01 ETH. And so we saw firsthand the kind of effect our very simple and pretty featureless bot, to be honest, have had on people. And that's our thesis. Our thesis has been validated. People want this because when people start playing this, they play 15, 20, 30, 40 games in a row. Yes, it's maybe because the bet is small, but nevertheless, it's validated that theory. So we have something on our hands here. And we move with that confidence because we know the kind of effect this can have if we get the right audience in front of this bot. And yes, we have a lot of the way to go. But the way we're approaching this and our experience in software, OPSEC particularly, that's very important. And of course, as general builders, making a user interface that people want to play with, that is our ambition. And so far, the central thesis has been proven, which is why, as I said, we have the confidence to make these kind of claims.
Okay, let me read through this about us real quick. All right, so BlockJack introduces the most accessible, user-friendly, and secure BlockJack experience. That was typo again. Powered by Ethereum, right from the popular Telegram app. Fund your game wallet without giving up any keys. Connect to the BlockJack Telegram app, and may the odds be in your favor. Supported by cryptographic pseudo-randomness with all game transaction anonymized and shared publicly, BlockJack is fair, safe, and simple. So, man, you connect through this by using your Telegram. Is there any sort of way you could show people, maybe get on video and show people how that works, man, just for the folks who are on here listening?
Sure. Let me actually get some previews maybe going in the chat. I want to apologize, by the way, for coming on as anonymous. It's only in the sense that we have sort of gambling. It's a legal matter right now for our team. Something we have to kind of get fully signed off. Of course, as soon as we have a gambling license, company, etc. Won't be UK based as I am. Probably abroad. We'll share that, and things will have that level of kind of legitimacy. But for now, I'm just here as BlockJack announcements. We welcome anyone to join our Telegram, by the way, in the meanwhile. And let me get you exactly what you need. In fact, let me also share in the safe haven. Are you able to share in the channel maybe? It's at BlockJack ETH bot. I'll DM that one to Achilles right there. In fact, no, let me drop it as a comment. That should work. Cool. Achilles, I've DM'd you the bot link.
All right, he's got it.
Sorry, buddy. You mind sending that to Dumbledore or DC? I'm actually driving right now.
Oh, of
Yeah,
course.
send that to Dumbledore, man. Send to Dumbledore.
Dumbledore 62409. Very nice. Any significance to that number, by the way?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's actually my dog's birthday.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, my name used to actually be Pork Chop. Are you sending me something?
Yeah.
Yes, just to kind of forward to the channel. The server is live
absolutely.
right now. You can play. And I think really that's the best way to show how to use this. It's incredibly cheap to sign up. You can see on the sign-up message, it's simply an ETH requirement just for the gas. And secondly, while we will eventually move to the Jack token, which is our native token, as the one to kind of use as staking, we wanted to make this game accessible and really prove this thesis, as I said. So for now, to play this token, the game, you use wrapped ETH, and you just fund your unique deposit address with both of those things, and you're in. Yes, that is what you're posting. People who can, you go in there, press /start, and that's about it. In fact, while I'm at it, let me also give you the announcements channel.
Yeah, man. And also along with that, dude. So just so everybody's clear, essentially what you're doing is you are using their Telegram bot to play blackjack. And they ask you whether or not, hey guys, do you want to take a hit? Do you want to stand? The game is a card game called blackjack, And I understand it might be confusing how to set it up to some of you guys, but you'd have to go to the website to understand that. But next question I would have, man, is does the amount of money that people can bet with and play with, does that depend on the amount of money that other people are playing with? Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, for example, if there are 100 people playing the game and they're spending $1,000 a day, it's like $100,000. Or is it like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, does the amount of money somebody can bet and the pool that they could play with, does it depend on how many people are using the bot in general?
That's a great question. And I get what you're saying, because you're probably imagining it's kind of a player v player kind of thing where liquidity is dependent on people playing at that moment. No, that's not the case. When you play BlockJack, just as you play blackjack in a casino, you are against the house. And so it's not dependent on the current people who are active. However, it is actually dependent on sort of the total volume of the token. And the reason is half of all, the 4% tax, 2% on both buys and sells, goes and actually increases the wallet for the reward pool. And so as our build becomes more stable, as we have more users, we're slowly increasing the maximum bet size. It was originally 0.01 ETH, just to kind of as a test. We've now gone up to 0.03, 0.05. We're looking for increases in the future. And so this value will only really go up as the pool gets bigger. And that'll be a huge, catalyst for having bigger investors and generally more volume too.
Okay. So pretty much the amount that people can bet and the pool that they're playing with depends on how much volume the token itself has.
kind of on the total volume in the past. Now that like basically depends on the size of the pool, which is only increasing.
Okay, so in other words, it does depend on how many people are buying into the token. So the maximum amount that people can invest, and the amount that they can play with, and the maximum amount of the pool and the rewards they can win, it does depend on how many people have bought the token and how much volume is going through.
Which is why it's a forward-feeding mechanism, right? The more we grow, the stronger it's going to get, which is we just need that spark.
Okay, now here's the thing. What will the spark be? Because now everybody's wondering, they're saying, okay, it makes sense for, the volume. The most ideal situation is for there to be a setup pool already that's coming from a different source. However, now what people are going to be wondering is, all right, so that sounds fantastic. If the token is constantly going up, if the value is constantly going up, the volume is constantly going up with the token. But now people are thinking, what if the volume is high one week, now it's low, and I've lost my money, I want to make it back, and I can't bet the max bet that I wanted to bet because the volume has gone down now. What would you say to those people? So the ultimate question is going to be, what measures do you have set up that is going to make investors feel comfortable that they're going to be able to bet and gain as much money consistently? Because if we go, if they go to a casino app on their phone, you can do a digital live casino. And what you're doing there is, every single, I watch people do it. They'll use Bitcoin or Ethereum and they'll bet in a casino digitally on there. And they know that the pool isn't going to run out. Why would they come here where it's possible to run out versus where they know it's not going to run out? So what competitive advantage do you have here? What edge do you guys have that's drawing investors in and saying, we've got to be here?
Oh, sorry. I really think I didn't explain it. I probably misspoke. Let's say we have huge volume last week and the pool grows from 10 ETH to 20 ETH. Even if there's zero volume this week, the pool is still 20 ETH, right? The house still has a 1% edge. So on average, the pool is only going to grow. So the bet size you can make last week, you will be able to make this week, even if there's no volume on the token, because, it's just taxes that feed into the pool. It's not like you get me?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. And does that apply for even if it's 3, 4, 5 months down the road? Because
yes,
a lot
of and that's the very mild house edge we have. So, statistically, the pool size is only going to increase, and so we're only going to continue to increase the sizes.
Okay, and what's going to make the pool statistically it only increases? How can you say that it statistically only increases if?
That's a good question.
Wait a second. If it depends on the volume of the people who are buying it, whether it be right now or whether it be yesterday or a week or a month ago, how can we say it will statistically increase if there's not a mathematical measure to ensure that?
That is another fantastic question. That's because there are two forces that grow the size of the reward pool. One is the taxes. As we collect taxes, the reward pool grows. If there's no volume, there's no taxes, sure, then taxes don't contribute anything to the pool size. But, that's only a net positive. And the second source is this, what I describe as the house edge, just as in casinos and other places, because of the nature of the game. There's a very mild, and around 1% to 2%, depending on how you play, house edge for BlockJack. But crucially, we as a team don't take any of this edge. We don't take any of these profits. The profits continue to accumulate in the reward pool. So long as we have players, and of course, a 1% edge or 2% edge is not, obviously it's not going to guarantee the pool increases with every play, but over any kind of reasonable timescale, the reward pool is only going to increase. And granted, we have these two sources currently growing the reward pool because that's our focus. It's on growth, it's on users, it's about the best experience and limits. But this second source, this house edge, is something we're hoping to transition into collective rewards for the holders. So the tax on the pool will keep growing the pool, but the house edge or the net profits developed each day will actually be moved to a distribution contract And so holders now become owners, right? They become entitled to a share of these profits. And that's the direction we're going in. But before we get that mechanism in place,
Okay,
because of
wait
those,
a second. I've stopped you right here just so I can keep my thoughts all together. Okay, so what's pretty much happening is that 1% is going to be shaved off, right? And it's going to be set aside. That way, it's not constantly depending on the volume fluctuation.
Yes, but we don't take 1% from the gam from
Okay,
the people.
okay, yeah, I know. You guys said you said you didn't take 1%. Okay, so let's say if that 1% amounts to $5,000 or $10,000. Okay, naturally, all projects have dips. Bitcoin does it, Ethereum does it, BNB does it. Mediums, low caps. There's not a project that hasn't had a big dip before. Not all recover, and not all recover quickly. So let's say if yours dips down, it's down 90% for months and months. That 5 or 10,000, that 1% is going to dwindle. And even if it does come up some, it's not going to be keeping up with the same rate is what I'm gathering. So what I'm trying to get everyone to understand is that at the end of the day, the money that goes into the pool is going to depend on investor money, which is not inherently a bad thing at all. So that's fine. What I have to get on the table for investors to understand is what strategies do you have in place? What expertise do you have that is going to make it so that it will be able to run consistently and constantly? What you haven't get, and this isn't your fault, I just haven't asked you specifically. I haven't narrowed it down enough for you. But what I'm really looking for is the marketing plans. So let me give you an example of what I'm looking to hear. Let's say I'm you and somebody else is the AMA host. So DC, man, the money, all the money that's going to come into the pool is going to come from others' money, and if it doesn't say Sable, eventually even the reserves can run out. I'm going to say, absolutely, okay. So what we have is we have X amount of dollars from our own savings. That's our reserve fund. What we've got is this marketing plan set up that's going to be X, Y, Z, A, B, C, and D. We've got some experienced people here. They marketed this project, and it's still running today. It's currently sitting at a $35 million market cap. We hired a team of X, Y, and Z. Now, you don't have to say those things exactly, but those are the types of answers I'm getting for. Showing imagine we're on Shark Tank, and they're trying to ask you, how are you going to get this company from point A to point C? So I'm asking you, how are you going to get BlockJack from point A to point C?
I like this question, and I like you, DC. So let me tell you our thoughts here. Ultimately, and I'm glad, I think you've been frank about how these things work, so I will too. Ultimately, the best vehicle you have to grow a token, yes, marketing, yes, getting in front of Twitter accounts, getting endorsed, etc., etc. It's going to get you in front of people's eyes. But 100 people can look at your token and no one touches it. Ultimately, what moves charts, and I've known because I've moved tens of millions of dollars in this space. I'm very experienced and I'm very successful too. What ultimately moves these charts is FOMO. You need the chart to have a certain momentum, and we had that on launch, but I think our foundation wasn't quite there. And there's only so far FOMO can take you as you reach the next level, into away from the 6 figures into 7 figures of market cap. You need to have a certain level of foundation to keep the investors holding. And that's what we missed out on the first time. So it may seem currently on the chart, day after day, we're not quite seeing that momentum yet. But once it comes, it will come. It's our job to sustain that as far as possible. So the reason I say this, just as a kind of aside, is that we need this foundation to benefit from the FOMO that comes from marketing and momentum. And without that foundation, the FOMO is going to fizzle out because we really only have one shot at this, right? Once we get the FOMO, once we get that momentum moving into the 200, 300, 400, 500, 600K, 1 million, 2 million, 2.5, there are natural sort of potential tops that we have to break through. There's a 1 million, there's about the 2, 3 million, 5 million, and 10 million. And we need the foundation to keep the holders holding at that point. So that's on us as a team to deliver that foundation. And once we have that, really the best marketing, especially at this early stage, is...
Okay, let me cut you off right here, dude. Let me cut you off. Yeah,
Sorry,
and by the way,
I won't give you a lecture.
let me lay a foundation for you real quick. So anytime I ask you to cut off, I'm never being rude to you or discounting what you're saying. I have to break down things clearly so investors can understand key points of what you're saying. So when you say we have to generate FOMO, and you said we have to have the right foundation, okay? So how are we going to, what is the right foundation that you need? And that's just a simple, clear-cut answer. Try to keep it as short as you can.
Sure. The foundation is a bot that has all the features people have asked for and is fun to play.
Okay. So you've got that, right?
We have the hardest part, which is the bot is fun. Is the bot complete?
Okay.
No, and that's our job.
All right. Okay, that's fine. You're going to get there. Okay. Yeah, you're totally going to do that. All right. And first of all, I like you too. I like how you're answering all the questions the best that you can. I don't sense any deceptiveness or a lack of integrity from you. So I'm actually having fun talking to you, man. But next thing about the FOMO, like I was saying, when I was talking about everything that I just described about, the experiences that your team has had, the marketing plans you guys have got, all of that leads to FOMO. And you didn't answer that part. Don't think you did it on purpose. I'm just saying you didn't answer that part. So what is the FOMO that you're generating, and how are you going to generate that FOMO? That's what we're trying to get to is I'm trying to figure out, how are you going to give investors what they need to come here?
Would just like to segue and say that our wonderful developer is also in this AMA, and maybe I've been waffling too much, so I'll let him maybe answer a few of these.
Okay. Is he Mark Billing?
No, it's a BlockJack dev with his hand raised.
Oh, okay. Oh, where's his hand at? I don't even see him. BlockJack dev. Okay, BlockJack dev. I'll allow him to speak. Okay, BlockJack.
Good morning, guys. Or good afternoon.
Yeah, what's
good
up?
evening,
Mark, you got to
guys
cut your mic off, dude. BlockJack, go ahead.
Yeah, so, okay. The main kind of, can you repeat question real quick? So I can just kind of get my words, but I did have an answer to that. I just need to answer it properly so all the listeners can actually understand.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, could you repeat question? That's okay?
Yeah, so what he was saying is what's going to really take them to that, 600, 700, 900K, $2 million market cap that they're really looking for. What he was saying is that the FOMO is going to take it there. And I'm trying to ask, how are you guys going to create the FOMO that's going to be able to do that? Where does that start?
Okay, perfect. So the real aspect, the real kind of what brings BlockJack to life is its sense of community and its product itself, right? So if we push, the main idea is to push the product and build a complete product that's fun to play, as my teammate said. So once we build that product, we start building a sense of community. Once that sense of community comes in, we have leaderboard, we have stats and recent updates, and we start hosting competitions like that. People will come in naturally. And that's how we kind of want to build it up. Then we build more apps on top, and it's this huge sense of community. People are coming in and they enjoy the game, and that's what creates FOMO.
Okay, so the development of the game is what's going to create your FOMO?
I mean, development is just step one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So after step one, then we want to bring in community, right? We want to build in competition. We want to build in other people coming. We want to create people using the platform. Once people use the platform, that's when FOMO comes in.
Okay. And so how are you going to create that strong community sense? Do you have any, well, let me ask you a few just yes or no questions so we can get past that part quickly and get more to the juicy stuff. So do you have any past experience running a project?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Has it hit a 6, 7, 8-figure market cap?
Yes.
Yes, we
Okay.
were a team of
And
Overpowered from BSC, which hit 7 million market cap,
okay.
amongst a bunch of other coins too.
Okay. And what? I'm not being facetious. I'm genuinely asking you. Okay. What's the market cap of that project? Where is that project at now?
That project was from over a year and a half ago now. It was actually it kind of lost momentum, and we did pivot to a new project. All the holders were airdropped into a new project called Fusion Finance, which was kind of part run by another team, and that we organized a pre-sale to improve the kind of liquidity for those holders, raising over $300,000.
Okay, and where's Fusion at right now?
And Fusion, unfortunately, has passed away.
Okay, now I'm not making fun of you, but okay, watch this now. Right now, people gonna be gambling and putting their money here. One of them, which was a year away, hit 7 million. It did do great. Good job, Devin. That for real, honestly. And then Fusion, it died, and the other one, it lost its momentum. It died too. So what we're saying is, we could have a lot of angry investors if for this project, the pool of the utility depends on the volume, and the past projects that you've run have died off. You see how that could make an investor feel. So the core of what I'm asking is, what do you guys have now that is going to prevent the past from reoccurring?
That's a good question. I want to be very open about this because, I mean, we Overpowered, for example, was it ran for many months, and we as a team were determined to never let this go, which is why we pivoted to an entirely new and innovative smart contract concept with Fusion. And we do have this tenacity to never let a project go. But in both of those instances, our problem was really is there was nothing permanent about what we were building. There was no product, and in a sense, there were no users, right? It was, I don't know if you guys remember the Titano meta. We built some of the most innovative contracts in the Titano meta, but that can only last so long, right? Whereas now we've taken those lessons and we've decided to go with something that will never lose its prominence. And people love to bet. They love these games, and that's never going to go away. So while we have a product, right, this thing is always going to be there. We've taken those learnings and we're going to do much better.
Okay, I got you, man. Got you. And next thing I wanted to get into as well is, let's go more in detail with the marketing plans. Okay, so you guys, because no matter how good the utility is, which actually, to be totally honest with you, I think it's really freaking cool. Only question I've had is the longevity and the foundational functionality of it, but I think it's actually a really cool project, to be honest with you. I love BlockJack. That's the number one card game that I play. And also, when it comes to marketing, you can have a great game, a great project, but the marketing has to be on point for it to work out. There was a team that I know of, and they did some pitiful marketing. They made a bunch of promises and they did not keep it, and they will cheat you. And that's just not what we like. So, what do you guys got for the marketing that's gonna push us forward, man? You guys got any? Well, I know you got prior marketing experience, but what do you guys have on your back that you can tell us that'll give us confidence in your marketing abilities?
We have done AMAs. This is a great AMA, by the way, really nice community feel. But we've also done AMAs, with between 500 and I think 5,000 live listeners. We have contacts with Golem's Gems, for example, with whom we did an interview. Crypto Messiah, Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy is on our payroll. He's worked for us. And so we have these links across both Telegram, Twitter, and real life celebrities. We just got to wait for the right time to deploy it, right? It needs to come out at the right time with the FOMO. And we've been accumulating funds just for that. I'm sure it's publicly visible for a reason. We've got to wait for the right time because we only got one shot.
Block, be careful of Soldier Boy. I'm not talking to you investors. I'm talking to Block about his project. I'm helping you out. I'm not talking about investors. It's not going to affect y'all. Y'all are fine. Has nothing to do with y'all and your money. I'm talking about Block. Be careful of Soldier Boy. And that's all I'm going to say.
What happened to him legally was unfortunate, but you have the contact God of Soldier Boy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I just wanted to look out for you, dude. But yeah, I'm gonna ask my last question, man. And this is about, let's talk about your target audience, okay? Let's talk about your target audience, because everybody's not gonna want to gamble. I'll use this, but everybody ain't gonna want to. But man, it's because I love blackjack, man. But for your target audience, let me ask you something, dude. So most people who gonna play blackjack and they playing blackjack, they're gonna go into an online casino website like these gamblers that you see on YouTube, and they'll have like 100 ETH in their account, and they'll gamble with their Ethereum on these online websites. Why would the people here go from their online websites, right? Go from their online websites where they know they're used to the way it works, they know the pool, they can bet as much as they want, and come to what you've got? Why would they use both instead of one, or leave theirs completely and come to yours? There's no right or wrong answer.
Off the top of my head, like immediately when you look at BlockJack, you think convenience. That's straight away the thing you want to see. You want to go on a road trip somewhere, you've got it straight on your phone, and you can play it from anywhere, and it's very, very simple. And that's kind of what we want to push along. Everything is simple, everything is clean, it's minimalistic, and we can go from there.
Okay. All right. I'm not gonna ask nothing else. I'm good. I'm gonna let my community step up. Okay, so anybody who got questions, y'all go ahead and raise y'all's hands, man. All right, PCI. Let's let PCI go up. All right, man. Go ahead.
Hey, hello, thank you, Z.
Yeah, man. You're welcome, dude.
Hey, so yeah, I just wanted to talk a bit about the game itself. So it is stated that the odds will benefit us. So going with that, you know that all the casinos, or at least the 95% of them, the house almost, the majority of the time wins. So if you say that here instead the odds will be in your favor, and there is a lot of people, winning every time, how will the project maintain itself?
Sorry, say the last part again. I didn't quite catch you.
So here instead, you state that the odds will be in your favor, like the player's favor. And there is a lot of people winning every time that they play. How will the project maintain itself if people will be getting like a lot of payments from the game itself?
So I think we want to make it absolutely clear that it's the odds are very, very, very slightly. So the odds are in the house's favor, around 51 to 53%, compared to 49 to 47%. So the odds are in the house's favor, if that makes sense. And that's how we kind of keep a constant pool.
Okay, that it's good to know. Also, talking a bit about marketing, as this is mentioned before. So do you think that, like, approaching to these gambling websites or streaming websites, where is keep.com, which is like a new platform where like streamers go there and actually like play these website games, like betting websites. Do you think that approaching to those websites will be actually good to your project?
I think that's a great idea. Yeah, I think that should actually definitely really be one of the avenues which we spend marketing when the time is right, because that shows the product, and that's what it's all about. So great idea.
Twitch.com. I don't know if you know about that website.
Of course, yes. Yeah. In fact, one of our team members was an ex-Twitch gamer, so he knows all about this.
Okay, so gambling and betting was banned from Twitch, and that's why most of those streamers were moved to Keep.com. So yeah, thank you, and thank you, DC.
Yeah, you're welcome, dude. But no, you can go ahead, man.
Thank you, DC. My question is in regards to the game. Do you have any platform where users of players of your game can definitely lay complaints if they encounter any problems while playing the game?
Yes, that's our community Telegram, and let me share a nice page with all the links, including the community Telegram. We have our active mods who can help you out.
Okay, that's nice and that's cool. My next question for you is in case nowadays I saw that the game is built into the Telegram app. My question in regards to that is that if I get to connect my wallet into the app using the Telegram link and the rest of them, if anything gets to happen to my Telegram account, will that affect any part
Good
of
question.
Great.
I don't know if you get to understand my question.
That's a really good question, sir. A really good question. And so the important part about BlockJack is you have a deposit address, a unique deposit address, but we give you the private keys to that address. So you can save the private keys on your MetaMask. And so even if you lose a Telegram, your funds are always Safu.
Okay, that was easy. Thank you very much, DC, for the opportunity, and thank you, BlockJack, for answering my question. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, man. All right, let's go to Milk. Okay, Milk. Milk, you can go ahead and ask your question.
I'm audible.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I just wanted to ask concerning the in-game transaction, like the tactics for the game, like what is going to be? What is the tactics for the in-game transaction, like for the native token? How much is it?
Sorry, did you mean taxes while you're playing the game?
Yeah, within the game.
There are no taxes within the game.
What are the
Absolutely not.
taxes? So it's being built on Ethereum chain. Cause I do know Ethereum has high gas fee and rest. Are there going to be plans to breach? I don't know if you spoke on this, but I just wanted to know that.
Yes, there are definitely plans to expand to different chains. It's not a very, very complicated process from us, just because of how our system is built. There's definitely plans for that. Ethereum gas fees currently within our system, we keep them minimal. They're very, very minimal. And bridging to other chains will keep that even lower.
Well, that is thoughtful. That is very nice. Thanks for the answers.
Alrighty, let's go to Chidi Leslie. All right, Chidi Leslie, go ahead. Mike's on mute. You can ask your question.
Hey, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Loud and clear. Loud and clear.
Okay, awesome. Thank you very much for the great opportunity. So, my question, I want to know, do you have like a demo, like the demo part of the game where players can actually test run or like test how the game works before actually having to use real money to play the game?
That's a good question. Actually, unfortunately, not. We didn't think of that, but we can maybe release a tutorial video and direct you to some free online blackjack games to get you warmed up for when you have the funds.
Interesting. So, just to add to that, hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, just to add to that, you said that you are satisfied with the engagement with the community, or if you say you are satisfied with the engagement that the community has been doing on social media so far, or do you think you still need to build the community more to like get more active members?
Once the product is ready, we're going to reverse the chart and then we're going to call on all our contacts. We're going to make the chat live again. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. We're not going to tell you when, but it'll happen. And yeah.
Okay. So basically, you are satisfied with how far the community has been engaging on social media, or do you still have to put more effort to building the community?
We still definitely need to put more effort. We have some real gems. We have some amazing community members. In fact, we're going to give them all a little reward for staying active. But we need more people like them. And once we have that army, we're gonna fly. And I think one marketing that most projects don't do is just paying for these threaders or giving a little token reward to people who make threads, because threads are really powerful for getting serious investors. So we're going to do that.
All right. Thank you very much for your answers. Thank you, TC.
Yeah, you're welcome, man. Alrighty, Ghost Dog. Let's get Ghost up. Okay. Ghost Dog, you're up.
Oh, hi guys. Sorry, I had some short problems with.
No, that's fine. That's fine. It's all right.
Yeah, nice project. I like the idea of moving the blackjack to convenient Telegram, but at the same time, I'm thinking that if all those blackjack services delivered through websites, if you do it through website, you have so many more options, to provide different nice visual effects, all the tricks, creating engagement with the person, gambling. And I'm like kind of worried whether through Telegram this kind of stuff might be interesting for a while, but in the end, all those attractive additional stuff that you can provide via website is gonna be just more attractive, more engaging, and just winning over relatively simple services. That what you think about it, and whether you're not afraid of this competition from the powerful websites with all mechanics, all tools, all fireworks and stuff.
Good question. I think we've seen with Unibot and Maestro that Telegram is way more revolutionary than people thought. Unibot went to 150 million market cap for a reason. And that's because really a high percentage of crypto people now either trade using Maestro or Unibot. It's a fact. People want to do activities in the same place they chat. And yes, maybe we can't really match up to bells and whistles website, but we can control the market cap of, we can have a big market share of Telegram, and Telegram is going to grow, right? There's huge competition on websites. There's not much competition on Telegram. And so when you see Unibot at 100 million and you see BlockJack at 30K, with a team that at the absolute bottom is willing to at least go on an hour and speak about their developments, think of the risk return and reward ratio. That's all I'll say.
All right, guys. Yeah, I like the mention of the Maestro bot because yes, sometimes convenience wins over fireworks. So that's
Question for you, Mr. Dog. Question for you. Do you use Maestro or do you use Uniswap?
Once again?
Do you use Maestro?
Yes.
There you go.
I do.
100% accuracy. And you asked me why. Come on, there you go.
Yeah, it's become really
join
popular. Yeah. All right. So good luck with the project and yeah, hope it's gonna do well.
All right. Good question, Ghost Dog. You guys have some good questions, man. All right. So let's go to Eduardo in the comments. How will the claim section be handled since there are always inconveniences on all platforms which make users make claims? This process is very slow and deficient on most platforms. Will blockchain make a difference also in this aspect?
Just want to ask what he means by claims in that kind of aspect. Does he mean claims as in withdrawing their profits, or does he mean claims as in support claims?
Just answer for both, because I don't necessarily know what he's talking about either.
Okay, yeah, sure. So we have a constant dev support team and mod team, always active 24/7 all across the globe to keep anyone supported if there are any issues. And that's on one front. On the other front, to claim your profits and stuff, you have access to your private keys straight away. You can withdraw at any time. We're going to add in extra functionality just to make it easier for you guys. And the whole process is very simple.
Alrighty. And yeah, that's the last question we got in the comments. That's the last question that I see us in the VC. So yeah. With that being said, dude, thanks for coming over. Good AMA. You maintained integrity. You were honest. You were straightforward, man. Hey, can't say much else, man. Good work, good job, and best luck on the project. I think it's a really cool concept. I like it.
Thank you. I really, really appreciate that show of faith. Thanks to everyone for coming. I'm hoping this might be the absolute bottom, but not for me to say. But whether you join us or not, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
Cheers,